Welcome everyone to another interview with, of course, Body Slam, and we're joined by the one and only Adam Brooks. I'm looking at your cage match, mate. You've been absolutely everywhere. I mean, how the hell have you done so much in like 16 years?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, guys. It's good to have a chat. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just been busy. Just trying to be as busy as I can, show up at as many places as I can, and just continue to get my name out there. That's all I can do.
I mean, one breezy, we've always been talking about this guy for a while. I mean, he's done so much. I mean, I've watched so much of his stuff. What about you?
Definitely, and I mean, like you've just said there, he's been everywhere, and he's just recently been at the Performance Center. So, what was that like for you, Adam, and how did that come about?
Yeah, dude, it was an incredible week. Like, just an incredible week of just learning all these aspects of, not being a wrestler. I'm still wrestling. I'm still doing my thing. But yeah, I was brought in to be a guest coach and just shadow and learn and help produce and get on the headset and listen to how everything's done. And it was awesome. Very, very rewarding. So that all came about. This has sort of been in the making for quite a few years, actually. My last tryout with WWE, when they came to Australia in February of 2023, when they came to Perth, they did a big tryout. I was a part of that. And I was pulled aside by Coach Bloom. And I'm thinking, oh, here we go. I've got it. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. And then he mentioned, you look great. Your work's great. Everything's great. All this stuff. Have you ever thought of, coaching? And I was like, well, no, not really, because I've just been so focused on my wrestling. And then he mentioned, like I'd like to maybe bring you in one day as a guest coach and see how you like it and get a vibe of the place and all that. So yeah, we just kept in touch over the years. I'd update him with everything that I've been doing. And yeah, we were able to just make it work, visas and stuff all sorted. And yeah, I hit him up, and it was actually meant to happen the last time I was in the States back in January. But like, I think they just had like this big like tryout, and then like I think they were doing stuff in Saudi, and so that one fell through months ago. But then I said to him, hey, I'm going to be back between these dates. I'm free between these weeks. What works? And he said, right, let's bring you in this week, and then we'll sort you out. And yeah, so that's kind of how that all came about. Just very unexpected, but like I'm still wrestling, but it was so cool to go there and just learn a completely different aspect of the business that I've never done. So it was awesome. Always young wrestlers learn everything, just learn as much as you can about this, because when you're done in the ring, who knows? You could be doing all these other aspects of the business,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've got a follow-up question from that. What was the biggest thing you took away from that experience?
I think, look, I feel you've got to be very passionate to be a part of this business, but it was also very interesting seeing like athletes adapt to this world, because this world, it's very unique and it's very interesting and it's very hard, So seeing the athletes adapt to this environment was quite interesting, and just seeing how quickly they would pick certain things up and then explaining certain things to them, and just seeing sort of like a light bulb go off in their head going, oh, I understand what he's explaining, And then also, I was lucky enough to be just shadowing at NXT TV. So just seeing how intricate and detailed stuff like that is, cameras and placements of props and stuff like that. Seeing that environment, but then also helping out at the live event on Friday, it's like television, and then it goes back to pro wrestling, you know, a completely different environment. And watching the athletes working in like a TV environment, then a live event pro wrestling environment was it was very interesting, very, very different. Yeah. But yeah, it's the structure. I like that there's like a structure there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you got trained by probably one of your best friends, like we know him now as Buddy Matthews, but Matt Silver back then. What was that like, and to see where he is now, is that something you want to like run back? Because we know you're phenomenal now, and we know how phenomenal he is in the ring.
Well, we haven't had a one-on-one match since April of 2013. That's the last time we competed against each other. We've done a few little things, you know, with like rumbles and tags and, you know, run-ins, all that stuff. But yeah, it would be cool to get in there and see, you know, just how far both of us have progressed in our careers, you know. That would be cool. But we'll see what happens, see what the future holds, man.
Never say never.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, two of my favorite matches, obviously, the ones you have with Robbie Eagles from New Horizon 2021. Talk about that match.
Well, I mean, I've competed with Robbie numerous times, so it's kind of hard to remember about that specific match that you're talking about. But the last time we wrestled, I remember that clearly because I broke my nose. Yeah, so I remember that clearly. I think that was like the final of the Coliseum tournament in like 23, 22, maybe. Yeah, broke me schnoz. And then yeah, I had to go to a funeral with a broken schnoz, black eyes, and then my sister's wedding as well. Yeah.
Jesus. Who is your dream opponent, past or present?
It would have to be Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's the reason that my life has gone in this direction. You know, I saw him when I was 9 years old, and I'm just like, who is this? Like this unique, cool dude just captivated me. And yeah, that's sort of where the journey began, and that's why my life has gone in this direction. You know, like when I saw him recently, I said, "Oh, my life's gone this way."
Sorry about this.
Sorry about that. A few technical issues. Is it my question, one breeze, or is it yours?
You.
Okay. Adam, one of the things I always want to know is, what's the one thing that keeps you going, man?
What was that? Sorry?
One of the questions I ask a lot of wrestlers is, what's the one thing that keeps you going in wrestling?
I guess the passion and the love, and it's just something that I like doing. It's dedicated to it. It's just going to go and the wheels fall. You know, get put in a role where they're like, "Oh, we don't want you in the ring. We don't need you in the ring anymore." So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I guess just passion and discipline and just the love of continuing to push as far as that.
Yeah.
My internet here says it should be fine.
Yeah, let's try again. Adam, how would you best describe the Australian wrestling scene right now, and where do you see it going this year in 2026?
I believe that the scene is one of the best in the world, and I really hope like one of the bigger companies sort of, well, look, I know that the big companies are keeping their eye on it, but I just feel everyone's working so hard to get more eyes on Australia, and it would be good if, yeah, it'd be good if one of the big companies was kind of like, right, we want to sort of base something here. I think that's sort of every country's kind of dream if you're in wrestling, you know. But yeah, I think everyone knows how isolated we are. Everyone's working so hard to just show the world that, like, yeah, there's some good stuff in Australia. We all looked the part. We all worked the part. Our production is amazing. I just think it's going to continue to grow. That's all we can keep doing. It's just all keep working together and keep growing and showing the world that you know, we've got one of the best wrestling scenes in the world.
Absolutely. So, for people obviously listening, which talent are ones to watch from Australia, in your opinion?
Well, obviously, I'd like people to see as much of my work as possible, you know. Dude, I think Ricky South is fantastic. I've got incredible chemistry with him. Obviously, Robbie Eagles is doing his thing with New Japan. There is lots of young up-and-comers at MCW as well that are very good. As much as I think the bloke's a flog and he's a fucking idiot, I think Robbie Thorpe is a very talented man. He's very, very good. But as talented as he is, I am looking forward to beating him on May 23rd for the MCW Championship. Mitch Waterman's fantastic. Ryan Rapid's fantastic. There's a fella called Edward Dusk. He's doing some really good stuff at MCW as well. Geez, that's just a few off the top of my head, man. There's so much, you know, and that's all over the country, you know, in all different states. There's dudes and females just killing it everywhere.
Definitely. So, what is one match that defines Adam Brooks' wrestling career?
Look, I think the stuff that I did with Osprey is what helped get me noticed on an international level, you know, but that was back in like 2017, 2018. Again, I had some really good stuff with a former tag team partner of mine. That sort of, I feel, helped get a lot more eyes on MCW as well. I've had some really good battles with Slex, good chemistry with Slex. He's fantastic. But I think as of late, my favorite match that I've competed in was probably with Ricky South at Endgame for MCW back in December. I feel that was quite possibly, like, you know, my perfect match. I thought that was very, very good.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So, you mentioned obviously MCD and stuff like that. How did that obviously all begin for yourself?
How did getting at MCW begin?
For yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I was getting trained by Matt Buddy at the time, and he was working for MCW, and then he just said, "Hey, you guys should have a look at this kid. He's you know, he's decent, I suppose." And yeah, they brought me in and they put me and Matt together, and I've been there since 2010. So I've been there since I was about 19 years old.
So, you've been tag champ there. You're currently the Intercommonwealth champion, which is on a historic reign. You mentioned that you're going after Robbie Ford for the world title. You want to be a double champion at MCW? Is that the plan?
I just want to take the belt off Robbie Thorpe because he's a flog. You know, like, look, I don't need the world championship. I've got the Intercommonwealth championship, and to me, that belt's more important to me. I'm the one that's taken the Intercommonwealth championship all over the world. It's over in America. I've defended it here in America. Robbie Thorpe's just doing his little thing at home, drinking his tea, whatever. I just want to take that from him. I've been there, done that, dude. But, he's got no icons. Now, after May 23rd, he's going to have no MCW championship.
Nice. That'll be good to watch.
Absolutely. So, is it hard now, Adam, being a wrestling fan, because you've been involved in wrestling for, like you said, I think it's like 16 years, if correct me if I'm wrong on that?
Yeah. No, I don't think it's hard to be a fan, but obviously I'm watching it from a different perspective. I'm watching wrestling as a wrestler, watching how they do certain things, if I'm excited to watch something, it's because I want to see how they did something, and potentially knowing and working with that person before, I want to be able to be like, okay, let me see what they're going to do and how they're going to structure and make this all flow. That's how I watch wrestling now.
Okay. Do you prefer to be a face or a heel?
I think a heel, but a lot of people feel that I'm better as a babyface. So, whatever, dude. Whatever you want me to do, I'll go out there and do it.
Like it.
Absolutely. So, obviously, Adam, you've traveled the world, obviously been in the UK, Australia, America. What's the difference between like an Australian crowd to like an American crowd?
I think American crowds, from what I've picked up, they like the moves. Whereas at MCW, they like the moves as well. But I feel that we've built up these characters back home, and they're also very invested in the stories that we're telling at MCW. I can go to MCW and do a certain thing, but then I wouldn't come here to America and do that same thing, because I know I'm going to get this sort of reaction at MCW. Probably won't get the same reaction if I was to do something similar here in America, I just feel that there's no stories on the American indies. It's just, right, these two are competing against each other, go out there and have a match. Whereas MCW, we're really trying to tell stories as well as have really good matches throughout the whole show.
Definitely. So, obviously, the last MCW show, there was Jarvis versus Duke Hansen and Robbie Thorpe.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best tag team matches I've seen in a long time.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I saw and heard a lot of positives about it. Yeah, dude, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad we won.
Yeah. Rocky Mineiro, for anyone who doesn't know, he's no longer the GM for MCW.
Not anymore.
So that'll be interesting how that pivots and goes going forward.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, dude.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So, Adam, how do you prepare for a match? How do you get yourself like into a zone?
Dude, I stretch. I get on my foam roller and warm up, and I've been doing this for a while now, so the foam roller and stuff, that's ideal. Yeah, dude, I try to just be as calm as I can, and I still get nerves. I still walk around backstage before I'm about to go out. Oh, I hate this shit. I hate this shit. I hate the nerves. That's what I hate. I hate being nervous. I hate being anxious, But then I get out there and then, I don't know, man, it's just something just switches and I just feel so comfortable out there. I know what I'm doing, Yeah, I just, stretch and warm up and just be calm and focus and breathe and just go out there and do my thing.
Absolutely. So let's turn that question 180, mate. How do you wind down after a match?
Usually, depending on how my dieting situation is going, it's just sit down and it'll be donuts. Just enjoy some donuts or something, and we'll usually enjoy some of Dingley's Finest, is what the boys know and stuff backstage. They call it Dingley's Finest. just chill out and just relax, and then head home. And depending if I'm in Melbourne, if I'm in my own state and I'm heading back to my own house, I'll get home, get in the ice bath, and then just hang out for the rest of the night.
What is the best way to describe the Adam Brooks character?
Loose ledge. I do whatever I want. I say whatever I want. I'm cheeky. I'm brash. I'm mean. I can do it all. I just go out there and just be me, man. You know? Yeah, loose. Just, I can go out there. I can be chill. I can go out there. I can be nasty. Depends who I'm across the ring with. Yeah. Don't annoy me because I'll beat you up.
He's just basically described a heel character.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like the people love me. You know?
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
You know, I can just be chill and then, you know, just beat people up and people.
Absolutely. So, obviously, like I said, you've been in the wrestling business 16 years. How would you say wrestling's evolved over those years?
Again, I feel a lot of the stories aren't. People don't focus on the stories as much, you know, and yeah, I hate to sound like one of those old school vets or something, you know, but like, yeah, I feel a lot of people just enjoy going out there and, you know, doing their stuff instead of thinking why they do it and, you know, building towards doing their things. And yeah, there's certain wrestling that I love to watch, and there's certain wrestling that I watch and go, oh, don't know about that. But
So
I mean, I guess that's like everything, man. Everything evolves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, 2026 now, and it's like that. You mentioned, obviously, everything evolves. Technology has evolved over the time, 16 years ago.
Dude, I hate technology.
So, yeah, it's not the best. I mean, the only good thing on the good side of technology is you're in America 8 hours behind, and I'm talking to you now. So that's the only good thing. You can connect with people.
That's certainly a positive, you know, and like, when I'm traveling, we've got FaceTime and Skype and stuff like that, so that I can still see and talk with my family. Like stuff like that is awesome, obviously. But yeah, it's got its positives and its negatives. That's for sure.
Definitely has. Out of all the promotions that you've fought for CMLL, MLW, like TNA, you've Ring of Honor, you've done pretty much every promotion going near enough. What's been your favorite?
I mean, look, I've been very lucky to experience a lot of these places, but dude, MCW is home. MCW will always be home. But I mean, I had some really unique experiences at like CMLL. I would love to go back there just to experience things again. Like that was very, very cool. And then, you know, getting to experience the TV aspect of certain places, you know, your TNAs and your MLWs, they were awesome vibes as well. But yeah, dude, MCW's home. MCW's always going to be my favorite. I always say to the MCW management, look, keep growing. Give me a salary. I want an MCW salary one day. So I don't have to keep traveling. I can just hang out at home and do MCW and continue to help that place grow. I always joke about that, but yeah, dude, MCW's home.
Nice.
Absolutely. How would you describe the crowd from MCW? We've not talked about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're very invested in the stories. That's what's cool about MCW. Like, we tell stories there, but I can also go out there and I can wrestle like I do, and they'll react at the stuff that I do, but they'll also react at the story of, you know, the whole Rocky Monero general manager thing, or they'll react at, you know, Edward Dusk continuing to chase and try to get to the MCW championship. They'll be invested in, you know, Rocky Monero turning his back on Erica Reed, stuff like that. That's the difference between, I feel, with the MCW crowd. They keep coming back because they want to see how the stories are going to play out.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong. I've spoke to Robbie, and great guy and everything and stuff like that. You need to be in for the world title, in my opinion, because massive fan of yours, massive fan of his. But is it? I think he said this, but I'm just wanting you to confirm it. Didn't you break his nose?
Yeah, in Perth.
Yeah, and I think it was you, and then someone else broke it. That's why, because in that tag match, I was like, "Where's he? Why is he wearing that funny looking mask?" And then I asked him, and he says, "Oh, Brooksy broke my nose," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you, bro."
Yeah, broke his nose in Perth. Well, look, technically, I mean, look, it wasn't really me. It was more so Ricky South. I threw Ricky South onto Robbie, and then Robbie's face hit the mat, and he broke his schnoz. Which, you know, whatever. I'm not complaining about that. I'd break his schnoz every time I'm in the ring with him if I could. He's a flog. And then he had that stupid mask as well. That was cringe. I mean, I was biting my tongue out there. I was trying not to giggle because he's got this bedazzled face mask on, dude. What a loser. I can't wait to take the belt from him.
You've got to do it now, Adam. You've got to do it now.
George,
I'll take it.
This is brilliant. George, you want to ask another question while I'm like too busy laughing?
So, Adam, when are you next coming to the UK? That's the question.
When someone wants to bring me over.
Okay. Right, this is a tough question now.
That's your answer, dude. I would love to go back to the UK because I want to go and have Sunday roast at Will Ospreay's house because his mum makes an incredible Sunday roast. And, you know, wrestling would be cool as well, but yeah.
But this is the trickiest question. America or the UK?
Ooh.
America.
Why?
Because the weather's better.
Not currently.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, to be honest.
Yeah, the weather's better. You know, even like what I'm currently in Seattle, Washington, and Seattle's usually, you know, kind of cold and it's kind of like England, just grey and miserable, actually.
Cheers, mate.
But yeah, it's lovely out here, dude. It's nice and sunny today. I've been very lucky with the weather here in America, but yeah, dude, England's cold and wet and grey and yeah.
It's not even wrong. I can't even argue with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother.
Wow. I'll let you off.
But I would love to go back.
Needs to happen.
So, following on from that, Adam, is there any countries you'd like to visit which you've not had a chance to?
I mean, from a wrestling perspective, I think I've visited everything, for wrestling. I mean, yeah, there's countries I'd like to go to sort of just experience those countries and have a look around and stuff. But I don't think wrestling is overly prominent in those places, So yeah, from a wrestling standpoint, I don't feel there's anywhere. Maybe Germany. I've heard there's good wrestling in Germany. Germany would be cool to go to for wrestling.
16 carat, that'd be good.
Yeah, that WXW. I've seen some of that stuff, and that looks pretty sweet. So I guess for wrestling, it would be Germany, I suppose.
I actually know the producer. I actually know somebody who works on the production side there. I'll put a good word in for you.
Yeah, tell them I'd love to come over there. I'll beat everyone and win that tournament. That'd be sweet.
That'll be good. Yeah. So, Adam, outside of wrestling, what does the real Adam Brooks like to do? Like, what is, away from wrestling, what do you like to do?
It's all family time, dude. Yeah, all family time. Because I'm so busy and dedicated and focused on wrestling, it's all family. I got 2 little nephews, so watching them grow and be part of their lives and stuff is that's kind of what I do on outside of wrestling. Just as much family related stuff as I can.
I like that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I've got a follow-up question for that. I mean, how do you juggle everything? I mean, obviously you're wrestling, you're traveling, family life. How do you juggle all that, man? Because I imagine that's not easy.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's it sucks as well sometimes because I've missed certain things that have obviously annoyed me. Like I missed seeing my first nephew walk for the first time because I was over wrestling in America. I missed out on him saying my name, seeing him say it in person because I was in Japan. And then, now I'm going to miss watching him in his first class of Aussie rules football. So he does that in a few weeks. I'll be unfortunately missing that first session. I didn't get to go out and help, watch him buy his first pair of footy boots. That sucked, So just missing out on those family aspects of life, that sucks. But that's the business, man. That's wrestling. I've missed birthdays and Mother's Days, Father's Days, weddings of friends, stuff like that. But that's wrestling, like I dedicate my whole life to this. And if you want to get anywhere in this business, unfortunately, you have to think like that. So it is what it is, man. I knew what I was stepping into when I decided to put everything into this.
Okay. So obviously the end goal is to get signed and a salary, like you said, but we know that Will Ospreay does I know Australia and America's pretty different, but Ospreay does, like, when he's needed 1 week, he might go home. Ospreay does a lot of travel UK to America. Is that something you would do, or would you completely move to America?
Look, I mean, if the option was to stay in Australia and just bounce back and forth, dude, absolutely. I would 100% do that. But I feel that would be quite unlikely. There was actually a point years ago when some cool stuff went down that was actually the plan. I was able to still be in Australia and then I would be brought back and forth when needed. But at the time I was still young and I didn't have certain commitments back home. I didn't have nephews and stuff at the time, so I would have just moved over. But yeah, now ideally, if there was something where I could just bounce back and forth, dude, that would be incredible. But yeah, that's unlikely. I feel where I'm trying to get to and where I want to go, I would most likely have to relocate to America, which was fine. That I would certainly do that for where I'm trying to get to.
Okay, just a follow-up question on that. Everyone has their end goal, like where they want to get to, and there's only 2 really big options where people want to end up, and each place has really big Australian professional wrestlers there. Where would you want to end up? Are you All Elite or are you WWE?
I want to end up in the place where I'm the happiest and I'm making money to be able to live and be happy.
I like that answer. Okay. Yeah, I like that answer.
I don't do this to be some mega famous star or mega, superstar on TV or anything, like I love pro wrestling. And if I can do this as a full-time living and it is anywhere, dude, MCW, if MCW were giving me a full-time living, I'd be happy just doing that. So wherever I'm happiest and wherever I feel I will be utilized to the best of my abilities, and, obviously making a bit of coin, that's where I want to go, dude. So it really is on someone to just sort of look at me and give me an opportunity and be like, right, this is what he wants. This is what's going to make him happy. Let's get him before someone else potentially does. I just need someone to give me an opportunity, man.
Yeah. Sorry, I know it's another. Wasn't Ring of Honor like close to snapping you up a few years back?
No, they signed me, but then the pandemic ruined everything.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. I was signed to ROH in February of 2020, and they announced my debut match and everything. Debut live on pay-per-view in Las Vegas, and the world went nuts. And that, it sucks because that was such an ideal opportunity for me. But just all these things sort of started happening, the pandemic, and then the person that was booking ROH at the time, he loved us Aussies, but then he got in trouble, and then all that went down, and timing was not pleasant. Yeah, you finally signed somewhere. Yes, I've done it. I've achieved this goal, and couldn't do anything.
No.
That sucks, man. Absolute sucks. Obviously, you've been in the ring so much. Would you like to go behind the scenes and work like as a producer or something? Is that something you like to do as well?
I mean, one day, definitely, yeah. That's what I did this past week, doing the guest coaching thing, and I had the headset on. I was learning about producing and helping some of these athletes structure and put their matches together. Yeah. One day I would love to do that. Yeah.
Awesome. So there's something that we've started to do on this channel. It's A and B questions. So for example, if I said to you Tim Tams or Hershey's chocolate from America, which one were you going for?
Well, I think both are very good, but I mean, probably at this very moment, it would be the Hershey's chocolates because I'm in America, and dude, I can have Tim Tams all the time whenever I want when I'm back home. So like last night, for example, I went out and I had crumble cookie. I haven't had a crumble cookie in years, and every time I come to America, I make sure I go to Denny's. And my friends, they laugh at me at my obsession with Denny's because Denny's sucks, but I love it because we don't have no 24-hour type diners back in Australia. So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So, last night was, crumble cookie and Denny's.
Awesome. Are you a text person or are you a call person?
Probably text, but then if I can't be bothered texting or replying to a long text, I'll just do a quick voice message and just try to cover everything quickly.
Okay. Are you trying to think. Germany or England?
Well, Germany, because I've experienced England. I've never been to Germany.
I want you to say the UK.
I'm trying to think of a reason why.
Okay. Liam?
Are you a night in person or a night out person?
Sorry, what?
Are you a night in person or a night out person?
A night in. Yeah, I'm too old to be going out and
Sure.
partying and all that stuff, dude. Yeah, nah, been there, done that. That's because I'm not a drinker, you know. So it's like, well, you know.
Okay. Football or rugby or soccer, whatever you call it. I don't know.
Australian rules football.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. One final one from me. Are you an organized person or a messy person?
No, I'm quite organized. I need to be sort of organized and structured. And my friends here, they laugh at me because when I'm packing and getting stuff ready, if I have an early airport travel, I'll have little notes around the place. All right, don't forget this. Don't forget that. Don't forget this. All right, make sure you take this. Yeah. I like to be organized.
On that, I saw Indy Hartwell's post.
Yeah. See? Yeah, I got to be organized.
If you haven't seen it, Liam, it's Adam's. Correct me if I'm wrong, Adam. The bag was like everything was like stacked up on top of each other.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously my meals were in the fridge, but yeah,
Yeah.
I had my lunchbox on the bench ready. I had my vitamins. I had my wallet. Maybe my sunglasses. It's all just there ready for the morning, so I could just chuck my food in there. And off to the PC I went.
Everything just very organized.
Yeah.
Does pineapple belong on a pizza? Yes or no?
No, does not.
Thank you.
I had this discussion last night with my housemates that I'm living with here. They got pizza, and I'm like, "Oh, what are you getting on the pizza?" And they're rattling off the pizza, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, man, that sounds good." And then they go, "Oh, and pineapple." I said, "No, you've just fucked it." Nah.
Okay, yeah, pineapple does not belong on pizza.
No.
Pineapple is a fruit, and it stays just as a fruit. It does not belong on anything.
Yeah, I don't even eat it just as a fruit. I'm not a pineapple person.
Okay. Ice cream. Are you a chocolate or a vanilla person?
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Can't beat vanilla.
I mean, I can do chocolate, but I'd pick vanilla over chocolate.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this next thing that we're going to do is going to be like an all-round question. So like, if I said to you, pretty much describe a wrestler, like you're going to be saying it from like all the Aussies. So say for example, if I said to you, describe an Australian wrestler who's got the best strength, who would you say?
Strength.
This will get you thinking.
You know what? Probably Buddy. He's a freak. He's annoying. I hate working out with him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about speed?
Speed.
And you can't say the same person twice.
Yeah, no. Can I say someone that used to wrestle in Australia?
As long as it's Australian.
Oh, see, he's not Australian. Okay. I don't know. I guess Robbie Eagles is fast little fella, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. What about technical ability?
Damian Slater is very good with all that technical stuff. Yeah, he's fantastic.
What about high flying ability?
There's a crop of young fellas that are quite good at the high flying stuff, you know, like Ryan Rapid's good at some of that stuff. There's a young fella called JJ Furno. He can do some cool little high flying type stuff. That's probably all I can think of off the top of my head at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Submission specialist.
Again, probably Damian Slater. He's very smart with all that stuff. Oh wait, but I can't say it again, can I?
Because I'm feeling nice, I'll let you have that one.
Okay. Cheers, dude.
Dear. Now, this is one obviously we've alluded to throughout the whole show. What about storytelling?
Adam Brooks.
I don't like the guy, but probably Rocky Monero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's best on the mic?
Best on the mic.
Adam Brooks.
Best on the mic. This is hard. I'm trying to think of like the best. Like,
This gets everyone every time because it gets them thinking.
yeah, because I don't consider people that can like edit like a fancy promo as a good talker. Anyone can talk and then chop stuff up and edit stuff a certain way, you know? So I'm trying to think of someone that can just always just go and talk. I mean, Edward Dusk is usually pretty good with promos and stuff. He's always putting out some good stuff. I guess, yeah, maybe Dusk off the top of my head, man. Yeah.
Okay.
What about entrance?
You can see yourself for any of these as well if you want.
Yeah, no. I'm not like that. I mean, Jarvis has got a pretty cool entrance at the moment. You know, he's doing the deal where he gets to hang out and go through the crowd. I guess that's pretty cool.
Okay. Who's got the best gear?
And I can't say myself. I mean, really like. Yeah. Okay. I like my gear. I think I stand out and have a cool look. As of late, actually, I think Shay Cassidy's gear has been kind of cool. She's been doing like some Power Ranger sort of inspired stuff. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
One final one from me. Who's the best all-rounder?
I mean, and again, I can't.
Gets him thinking. I like it.
I mean, maybe Slex. You know, looks the part, can work the part, can talk the part. Probably someone like a Slex, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've got no more, but
Slex.
yeah, I've got no more, but yeah, that just gets people thinking.
Yeah, it definitely makes me think. Yeah.
Yeah. So the final few questions: who is your Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling?
Is it me personally, or like just who's
yours?
Because obviously, this is a different answer for a lot of people. It could be who had the most ratings, who made the most money,
It's
stuff like
yours,
that.
all round. Who's yours?
Okay. Well, for me, people that I feel have molded me into the wrestler that I am, that I always enjoy watching. Obviously Jeff Hardy, he's the reason my life went this direction. The very first time I saw independent wrestling, I saw some guy called CM Punk, and I was like, oh, he's kind of cool. He sort of stood out, and I enjoyed the way he did promos and stuff. So, obviously Punk would go on there. He inspired a generation. AJ Styles, you got to put AJ Styles on there. He's just the man. He's awesome. And then probably Eddie Guerrero as well. He was just, besides being short, he was the man. He had everything. He had everything.
Yeah, that's a good list, that.
Yeah, I just from a yeah, that helped mold me into the wrestler that I feel that I am. It's those sort of guys that I grew up watching and taking bits and pieces from.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So one final thing from me is, what's obviously the plans for the rest of the year, man?
Dude, just keep doing my thing. I mean, just keep watching. Let's see what happens. You know, I'm just keep being as busy as I can. Keep showing up at as many places as I can. But I mean, yeah, the goal is to get signed somewhere and be happy and start that next chapter of whether it's working on TV or I don't know, MCW become billionaires and then they're giving me salary and stuff. Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm just gonna keep doing my thing and trying to be as busy as I can and showing up at as many places as I can.
Awesome, I like that. So we like to be a bit of an inspiration on this channel. So what is an inspirational message from Adam Brooks?
I wish that you gave me a heads up about some of these questions so I wouldn't have to sit here and think, and I would have something already sorted for you guys. I guess just keep it generic and hard work pays off. You just keep working, and then the opportunities will come. Just put everything into this. If you love it, put everything into it. That's all I can say.
Awesome, I like that. Well, on behalf of me, Adam, thank you for coming on. We're going to let you, on behalf of Liam as well.
Thank you so much, man.
But yeah, we're going to let you say your little bit and then whatever you want to plug or anything, and then we will end it. But thank you for coming on, man.
No, for sure. But yeah, just appreciate you having me on. It was good to have a chat. And just my socials, just all the Adam Brooksy. Follow me, keep updated with what I'm up to. Everyone that supports me and follows and shares all my stuff, I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Seeing everyone tagging certain places and so and so sign him, so and so sign him. It's very flattering, and it's very cool to see. Again, I appreciate the people that do stuff like that. And just keep supporting MCW as well. So we have our next show, High Stakes, on May 23rd, and tune in, watch that, and you can see me become a 2-time MCW champion when I beat that flog Robbie Thorpe and hopefully try break his nose again.
Awesome. Adam, thank you. Appreciate it.